Let's look at Bill number 2, the Working Class Revitalization Act, Wages and Fair Credit. 50 years ago, a single working class salary without a college degree could buy a home, support a family, and fund a retirement. That wasn't a luxury, that wasn't a privilege, that was the mathematical baseline of the American economy. Your labor actually translated into ownership. But today, the system isn't designed for you to own anything. It's designed to keep you in a state of permanent high interest debt just to survive. Welcome to the Veto Proof Assembly. We are the millions of working class Americans who actually fund this republic, organizing to override a broken deadlock system. My name is Lachey, and our goal is simple: to stop begging career politicians to fix our government, which they profit from, and start writing the structural laws ourselves. We do this through a process called Bill to Table. I bring the receipts, the historical data, and pour the legislative foundation here on the broadcast. Your role is to take to the floor in the drafting room, the comment section, to pitch ideas, debate them, garner support, bring others into the conversation, and ultimately ratify or veto the final bill. Let me be clear, I am not a content creator, and this is not for show. This is a working legislative floor. And unlike Congress, we don't take 6 months of vacation. The true people's house is in order. Why is this the only way we win? Because Washington's entire power structure relies on keeping us divided by red and blue. But in this zero-sum game, we all lose. When the working class bypasses their manufactured gridlock and aligns on a single airtight piece of legislation that we write, it ceases to be a petition. It becomes a veto-proof mandate. The fracture happened when they decoupled our productivity from our wages. We are working harder, producing more, generating record profits, but our paychecks flatline. To bridge the gap between our stagnant wages and the exploding cost of living, the financial establishment handed us credit cards with 29% interest rates. They replaced the American dream with the American trap. Don't believe me? Let's look at the receipts. I put a link in the description of a must-read article where they did the actual math of survival for a family of 4 today. No luxury, no vacations, just the basic participation tickets required to hold a job and raise kids. The real number to hit the floor, 136,000 a year. I encourage you to do your own math. And what does the system throw us? A median individual income of 46,000. Is that the American dream? It isn't a ladder, it is a life raft with a hole in it. And instead of fixing it, they lower the bar. To avoid admitting how completely the system has failed, the federal government still calculates the official poverty rate for a family of 4 in 2026 at $33,000 a year. They should try paying rent, buying groceries, keeping the lights on for 4 people on $33,000. It is a statistical hallucination designed to protect their narrative. Read the article for the full breakdown. The math is undeniable. If we do not sever this financial artery, we are cementing a permanent underclass. We're heading towards a society where a handful of corporate monopolies own all of the equity and the rest of the country is paying 29% interest on groceries just to make it to Friday. This is not an economy. That is legalized extortion. But we don't get a pass. They didn't steal the power in the dark. We kept voting for them. We let them distract us with the red and blue tug of war while Wall Street rewrote the tax code. We cheered on our side of billionaires while they collectively emptied the vault. We weren't asleep at the wheel. We were just too busy working 60 hours a week trying to survive to hold them accountable. They counted on our exhaustion, but that victim mentality ends today. Every election year, they promise this. They drag out the same exact tired debates about bumping up the minimum wage by $2 over the next 5 years. It's a joke. Arguing over a $2 raise while inflation spikes at 20% and credit card interest hits 30% is like putting a band aid on a gunshot wound. They will never write a bill to structurally balance the scales. Therefore, we will write it for them. I am laying the foundation, but the power originates with us, we the people. That isn't just a historical phrase, it is our ultimate constitutional authority. I'll be the spark, but if I just hand you a bill, I am no better than the politicians we are trying to replace. We have to wield that power. We have to own this bill. To get us started, here are some simple no-brainers and complex imperatives. A strict federal cap on consumer credit card interest at 10%, period. Fair credit must be an ethical baseline in this country. The era of legalized extortion and 29% APR on basic survival expenses ends now. What if we mandate worker equity pools? If a corporation hits a certain profit margin, what if a percentage of that equity must be automatically distributed to the workers who actually produced it? What if we completely eliminate payroll taxes for the first 5 years of a new small business so the working class can actually build something without the government taking a cut off the top? I know the political extremes want us energized by this 50-50 tug of war, but I also know that the vast majority of us are just exhausted by this system. But fear and exhaustion are just energy without a blueprint. We are here to forge a veto-proof mandate. I've poured the foundation. Now I need our small business owners, our bank tellers, our gig workers, our factory floor supervisors, our nurses, our builders in the comments right now. How do we draft this bill and how do we enforce it? If we cap interest rates, how do we stop the credit card companies from inventing hidden fees to make up the difference? If we create worker pools, how do we stop monopolies from cooking the books? Let's find the loopholes, lock them shut. The floor is open. The Constitution dictates that the power of the purse belongs exclusively to the people's house. But that house has been bought by lobbyists and paralyzed by the oligarchy. They have refused to do their jobs. We will do it for them. Bill to table is the true people's house. Therefore, we must draft this bill.